الحمد لله الذي أبدع الأفلاك والأرضين والصلاة على من كان نبيا وآدم بين الماء والطين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاكرين والشاهدين والحمد لله رب العالمين ببركة إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما دروش سيدنا ونبينا وشفينا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه. Each and every one of you join in الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا رحمة للعالمين. One more time, please, Aban. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا خاتم النبيين. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. After praising Allah Almighty Jalla Jalaluhu and sending infinite peace and salutations, durood and salawat upon the best of creation, the light of creation, the purpose of creation, Sayyidul Awwaleen wal Akhirin, Sayyidul Anbiya wal Mursaleen, Sultan Madina Noor Sina, Ahmad Mustafa wal Mujtaba, Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallama. Most honorable and respectable Hazrat Allama Qari Arshad Mahmud Sahib, Damat Barakatum al-Aliyah wal-Qudsiyah. Honorable and respectable Hazrat Allama Qari Sa'ad Sultani Sahib, Damat Barakatum al-Aliyah wal-Qudsiyah. Honorable and respectable Qari Ijaz Sahib, Maddazillahu al-Ali wa hafizahullahu ta'ala. Brothers and sisters, elders and youngsters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just before I begin, I want to express my gratitude to Qibla Allama Qari Arshad Mahmud Sahib, Damat Barakatum al-Aliyah wal-Qudsiyah, for inviting me on this occasion. Mehfil Husn-E Qirat. No doubt you have heard the Qurra recite in the melodious tone and voice various passages and verses of the glorious Quran. And your purpose and objective of being here today in this masjid is summarized in a verse of the Quran. Suratul A'raf. Suratul A'raf. Makki Surah, 7th chapter of the Quran. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala towards the end of this chapter says, وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ. That when the Quran is being recited, then you should listen to the Quran. Qari Ijaz, Qari Sa'ad Sultani Sa'ad, and others who have come and recited the Quran, whilst they have recited, each and every one of you who are here, mawjood, present in the masjid, those who are watching at home on their laptop screens, have listened to the Quran. And because you have listened to the Quran, and not only this, Allah then gives another hukam. وَأَنْصِتُوا. Listen to the Quran and also be silent as well. Akthar, what is the rijwan and tor tariqa of our people is that when Quran is being recited, they be playing on their phones. Or they be looking around, thinking, Kela jaan chhod sam koi naat khwani ho. Ye gal hai na? Rijwan tariqa paida ho gaya hamari muashre community vich. Lekin Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala himself is saying in the Quran that when the Quran is reciting, listen to it and also remain silent as well. Your dhyan, your soch, your zehn shouldn't go elsewhere. Listen to it. Be silent. Why? لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. So that Allah's mercy can shower upon you. Allah's mercy, rahmat can shower upon each and every one. Whilst they were reciting the Quran, you could feel Allah Almighty Jalla Jalaluhu's rahmat and nur entering into our hearts. Allah. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. Ye bhi dhikrullah hai na. Listening to the tilawat of the Quran, this is also from dhikrullah. And when you participate in dhikrullah, then this is a means of peace and tranquility entering into your hearts. So, Mubarakbad to Qibla Allama Sahib, Qari Arshad Mahmood Sahib, for organizing this program. ये भी समझो इस दौर में एक बड़ा स्टेटमेंट है, बोल्ड स्टेटमेंट. आजकल नातखानी ज़्यादा ही चल रही है ना. उलमा ने कोई कदर नहीं, कुर्राए कुरान ने कोई कदर नहीं. No appreciation for those who spend day and night. Qari Ijaz Sahab Misr vich, Qibla Hazrat Sahab Pakistan, did the Qiraat course. ठीक है. असें दो तरह की किताबें पढ़ी हैं. ठीक है. हजरत भी माशाल्लाह मेहनत करती है. बेरा शरीफ ने फारिक ताज़ीम. इन हजरात में कोई ये समझो कदर कोनी. There's no value for these individuals. ऐसा दौर और मुआशरा, and we are guilty of this, that we give more ahmiyat and qadar to jahil do number peer, or naat khwans who have nothing to give to the people. All they want to do is take from the people. मेरी बात समझिए. ये मुबारक बात है कि हज़रत साहब की Alhamdulillah, on the eve of the blessed month of Ramadan, that they have for the people of Colne, for their community, for their muqtadis, made this niyat and intention, balke fulfill this intention to reconnect each and every one of your hearts with the glorious Quran. Mubarak baat to them. और इसका सिला दुनिया विच भी है और इंशाल्लाह योमे हशर में on the day of Qiyamah इसका सिला और समरा भी नजर आती. रिवायत है, वक्त भी थोड़ा है, ठीक है. रिवायत है मुस्नद अहमद बिन हंबल शरीफ की 3rd volume. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "As-siyamu wal Qur'anu yashfa'ani lil 'abdi yawm al-qiyamah." That on the day of judgment, two things will do shafa'at for you and me. Two things will do safarish, intercession, intercede for you and me. Number one is as-siyam, is the fast. The fast will come on the day of Qiyamah, on the day of judgment. And the fast will say that, "Oh Allah, ay Rabbi, mana'tuhu at-ta'ama wa shahawati bin nahari fa shaffi'ni fihi." That, "Oh Allah, in the dunya I prevented this person, this abd, your slave, from eating food, ta'am, and from indulging in his desires. So Ya Allah, I intercede on his behalf." Subhanallah. Who? What? Siyam. Siyam. Our fasting. Sila, thamara on the day of Qiyamah. Result, fruits of our hard work in the dunya on the day of Qiyamah. Or इसी तरीके से وَيَقُولُ الْقُرْآنُ, Quran will say as well. Subhanallah. Quran will say as well. مَنَعْتُهُ النَّوْمَ that I prevented him from sleeping bil-layl, in the night. فَشَفِّعْنِي فِيهِ. So Allah, I intercede on his behalf. Quran will ask for intercession on behalf of the abd, on behalf of the slave, the servant. And then when this happens, you shafa'ani, ultimately then Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will accept the shifa'at, the intercession of the siyam and the Quran on the day of Qiyamah. So you are listening to the Quran. ये तो चलो खास तो रमजान के लिए है. दिन रोजा रात तरावी, दिन रोजा रात listening to the tilawat of the Quran. Alhamdulillah, we're doing this today, and inshallah we will do this every day and every night during the month of Ramadan as well. Inshallah. And the result of this, not just today's gathering, but inshallah the result of all our hard work and effort in the month of Ramadan is that these two things, Siyam and Quran, will do shafa'at for you and me on the day of Qiyamah. We'll do shafa'at for you and me on the day. One is shifa'at, one is shafa'at. एक ज़बर के साथ, एक ज़ेर के साथ. ज़बर के साथ is intercession, shafa'at, और ज़ेर के साथ shifa'at is blessings, healing, cure. Yes. Allah. وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Quran says this, that we reveal the Quran as a healing, a shifa'at. So this Quran is not only shafa'at, but also shifa'at as well. ये बात समझी है ना? Quran is not only shafa'at. Quran will not only intercede for you and me on the day of Qiyamah, but in the dunya, Quran is shifa'at, is a healing for you and me. लोग कहें ये problem है, वो problem है. I've got this difficulty, I've got that difficulty. और मैं भाई ना आजकल ऐसा दौर है ना, that in order to cure our problems and to remove our difficulties, what do we do? अक्सर लोग पीर साहब को जाने ये गल है ना, पीर साहब कोई फूक मारन, कोई दम करन, कोई तावीज़ लिखी दें, और अक्सर तो आम बात हो रही है, बात ही मेरे पर कोई फतवा ना लाई छोड़ा. ये भी आजकल दौर है ना, खतरनाक दौर, सोशल मीडिया का दौर. Before I leave the masjid, somebody would have already done fatwa on me. मैं जाहिल 2 नंबर पीरा निकाल करना है, जो पूरा सिस्टम समझो हराब करे छोड़िया, ना उलमा की कदर, ना कुर्राए कुरान की कदर, ना खुद्दाम दीन की कदर, बस सिर्फ अपना नंबर और अपना पैसा इकट्ठा करना. So what do people do when they go into difficulty, when they go into hardship, when they've got problems in their home? They go to Pir Sahib. Pir Sahib कोई तावीज़ लिखी दे, Pir Sahib कोई फूक मारी दे, Pir Sahib कोई दुआ करे. इस विच कोई बंदा इनकार नहीं करना. जो सच्चा सादिक मुर्शिद कामिल होवे ना, सच्चा पीर होवे, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह उसको जाना ये भी इबादत है, ये भी इबादत है. लेकिन जाहिल 2 नंबर पीर को जाना, और then what do? They put a rate on what they give as well. ये गल है ना, you're smiling because you know it's true. This is the reality of what happens in our communities. True. Many of us are blind to this. So कौन है पीर साहब बंदा, लिखाफा, envelope, backhander, give him whatever he wants, whatever he asks for. कोई मसले ना हल हो जाती, लेकिन नहीं. Quran says don't go to Pir Sahib. Quran says if you want a solution to your problems, then the problems that you have, the solutions to them are in the Quran itself. वक्त थोड़ा है, पहले इशारा करी छोड़िया. वक्त थोड़ा है. पहला पैगाम ये है that build a connection with the Quran in this month of Ramadan. They have already started this silsila. When Kha is not starting, फिर तक खा देना पड़ता है. 11 महीने से गड्डी में समझो बंद ही रही है ना. और आए ना अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, अल्लाह ने लंबी जिंदगी दे, सलामत विच रखा है, तक खा देता है. आओ कुरान के साथ एक रिश्ता पैदा करो, एक निस्बत पैदा करो. ये गल है ना, इनकी क्रेडिट है, इनकी क्रेडिट है माशाल्लाह. आयन बोल्टन तो किबला कारी साथ सुल्तानी साहब चले गए, शायद कोई जमात नहीं व्हाट यू कॉल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी, लेकिन ब्लैकमैन तो आए. ठीक है, हम फकीर नाकिस तालिब इल्म हम भी आए, जो कुछ ही है इनकी क्रेडिट है। तकारी ना देता ना, गड्डी स्टार्ट हो ही गया ना। Ramadan is literally around the corner. Allah's rahmat is what we are looking for. Awwaluhu rahmatun, first ashara is where we seek the mercy of Allah. Wa awsatuhu maghfiratun, and the second part of Ramadan, second ashara, that second 10 days is where we seek maghfirat and bakhshish from Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. For our gunas, our khata, our masiyah. And the last part of Ramadan is itqun minan nar, is where we seek salvation from the fires of Jahannam. Oh, dua paniya na, Allahumma ajirni minan nar. Ye gala na, Allahumma ajirni minan nar. Oh Allah, I seek salvation from the fires of Jahannam. So this whole mahfil, the purpose of it is to make you think and prepare you for the month of Ramadan. Don't allow Ramadan to come and Ramadan to go like it does every year. That person is in loss. Balki Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's curse is upon that person. Riwayat is Taween, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's curse is upon that person. 3 times Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam took a step upon the mimbar. Jibreel Alayhi Salam came, made dua. From amongst the 3 du'as, one dua is that Jibreel said, Ya Rasulullah, curse that person, that individual, that Ramadan comes but he doesn't take benefit from Ramadan. Riwayat Taween hai, inshallah they will touch upon other aspects of it later. Zaruri, pehla pegham. This month is a time for you and me to rebuild our connection, our nisbat with the Quran, with the Quran. Quran will do shafa'at for you and me, or Quran is shifa'at for you and me. Zabar or zair ke or solution to all of our dhalika al-kitabu la rayba fiha. दूसरी आयत सूरत अल-बकरा में अलिफ लाम मीम ज़ालिकल किताबु ला रैब फीह। इस कुरान में कोई शक और शुबह नहीं ना। और इस कुरान के साथ एक निस्बत और रिश्ता पैदा करना, ये भी बहुत जरूरी चीज है। इमाम आज़म इमाम अबू हनीफा अलैहि रहमत व रिदवान, आपके इमाम, मेरे इमाम, सबके इमाम, सिराजुल उम्मा नुअमान बिन साबित रज़ियल्लाहु तआला अन्हु, who passed away in the year 158 AH, दूसरी सदी में, who was from amongst the tabi'een. In one riwayat is mentioned he met 7 Sahaba ikram. Subhanallah. From amongst them the Ghulam and Khadim of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sayyidina Anas bin Malik radiyallahu ta'ala. Subhanallah. कोई मामूली शख्सियत नहीं ना। आपके इमाम, मेरे इमाम, we are all muqallids of Imam Abu Hanifa, we are Hanafis. But you know that this very same Imam Abu Hanifa, during the month of Ramadan, he would recite the Quran 61 times. Subhanallah. 61 times. 61 आपकी ज़बान में किस है? 61. 61 times they would recite the Quran in the month of Ramadan. One during the day, one during the night. Subhanallah. 30 days, huh? 30 times 260. Then one they would read themselves. आपको खुद सुनाने से तरावी pray. 61 prayers. 61 Qurans during the month of Ramadan. Subhanallah. बख्शे हुए लोग, ये गलन, Imam Azam, Imam Abu Hanifa, forgiven people, but not just forgiven, in a position to forgive others as well. Maqbool shakhsiyat in the bargah of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, lekin their nisbat, their connection with the Quran is a sabak for you and me. Subhanallah. It's a sabak for you and me. This is the adat mubarak in the month of Ramadan. And if you were to study the Ahwal-e-Zindagi, Imam Abu Hanifa was that individual who recited the Quran over 5,000 times in his life. They'll do my Islah if I'm wrong. Pick up the books of Tabaqat, the books of Tariq. Over 5,000 times Imam Abu Hanifa recited the Quran during his Haya Mubarak, during his blessed life. Asa mari the ikbari Quran mukane ohi Ramadan vich. Sad reality is that we only read the Quran either in Ramadan or when somebody dies. Quran stays upon our shelves, gathering dust throughout the year. This is by Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, Imam Ahlul Bayt, the son of the great Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi rahmat wa ridwan. Both of these two shakhsiyat, Imam Muhammad Baqir or Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, were both the teachers of Imam Abu Hanifa. Silsila hai na? They were the ustad, asatiza of Imam Abu Hanifa. Such that Imam Abu Hanifa said that if I did not spend 2 years with Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, then Imam Abu Hanifa would have been destroyed. Because I took ma'rifat, shariat, haqiqat, everything from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. They drank from the fountain of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq radiyallahu anhu. This Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, the son of Imam Muhammad Baqir, the son of Imam Zain al-Abidin, and Imam Zain al-Abidin, the son of Imam Ali Maqam, Imam Hussein radiyallahu anhu. Allahu Akbar. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, by way of nasihat, said to you and me, come as come every day, minimum, a mu'min, a ummati of Nabi Sallallahu Wasallam. An ummati of Nabi Sallallahu Wasallam should recite a quarter of a juz. How much? Quarter of a juz. Quarter of a juz. 5, 6, 7 ruku. Zada to zada. This should be our adat, our mamul, our habit before Ramadan comes. And then when Ramadan comes, takata diyor, 5th gear. Straight into 5th gear. Raat din Quran ki tilawat. Raat din Quran ki tilawat. Tarawih during the evening. Apu khud tilawat during the day. Then uska sila or uska thamara qiyamat ke din par nazar aayegi. Subhanallah. Qiyamat ke din par nazar aayegi. Then we know that this month, Ramadan, is a month where Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala opens the gates to Jannatul Firdaus. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala opens the يفتح فيه أبواب السماء وتغلق فيه أبواب الجحيم. The gates of Jannah are open. That whoever wants to earn their place in paradise, Ramadan is the time to do that. Subhanallah. And the gates of Jahannam are closed. And the shayateen, the devils are chained and shackled. Ramadan is a time where you just fight against your nafs. Asal mujahid is he man jahada nafsahu fi ta'atillah. Subhanallah. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Asal mujahid is he. Aajkal aare dusra naujawan aana, I want to go on jihad. London vich 2 saal Library Road Masjid. Pichli bari jilaya so thei sa. Har kabina. To agge chale gaya, Bolshoi pahunch gaya. Lekin suno. Youngster would come to me and he would say, Imam Sahib, I want to go on jihad. I want to go on jihad. This was when the conflict in Israel and Palestine. Palestine was at its peak. Imam Sahib, I see these images on my TV screen, I want to go on jihad. Tell me, did you read your Fajr in the morning? Imam Sahib, Fajr nahi padha, lekin main jihad par ja sakta. Baba, your jihad is waking up for Fajr in the morning. Lifting your duvet and waking up for Fajr and offering your salah in the bargah of Allah Tabarak Ta'ala. This is your jihad. This is why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Asal mujahid is he, man jahada nafsahu fi ta'atillah, who overcomes, struggles and strives against his nafs and makes his nafs subservient to the will of Allah Tabarak Ta'ala. Asal mujahid. This is why jihad is of 2 qisms. Jihad akbar or jihad asghar. Akbar is against your own nafs. The greater jihad is against your own nafs, overcoming your desires. And this is the asal maqsad of Ramadan. Quran says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, la'allakum tattaqoon. Quran gives you and me the purpose of fasting, the reason for fasting, so that you may become God-fearing people. That you may become God-fearing people, God-conscious people. That you may become people of taqwa. This is why Imam Ghazali says that taqwa, tawajjuh se suno. 5-10 minute. Tawajjuh se suno. Imam Ghazali, Hujjatul Islam, Mujaddid of his door, passed away in the year 505 AH. Hujjatul Islam. Aajkal to har dusra maulvi Hujjatul Islam hai. Lekin asal Hujjatul Islam, Abu Hamid al-Ghazali alayhi rahmat wa ridwan. They got the taqwa. At-taqwa ibaratun an imtithali awamirillah wajtinabi nawahi. They got the taqwa. The purpose of Ramadan is to attain taqwa, God-fearingness, God-consciousness, if you were to translate it. And then what is taqwa? To understand, Imam Ghazali said that taqwa ibaratun is that you make your will subservient to the will of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Yani you carry out the ahkam of Allah. You carry out the ahkam of Allah. You follow the orders and commands of Allah. And that you also turn away from those things which Allah Almighty has forbidden. This is taqwa. Yani Sadi Alfaz which. Taqwa is to have pehchan of halal and haram. That's ye hai taqwa. Taqwa, God-fearingness, is to have recognition of what is halal and what is haram. What is haq and what is batil. What is right and what is wrong. This is taqwa. This is why when Sahabi came to Barghai Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, Mashhur riwayat, and said, Ya Rasulullah, where is taqwa? Nabi Islam 3 times pointed towards there. This is where taqwa is. This is where taqwa is. This is where taqwa is. Dil saaf hoga na. Jira dil saaf hoga na, फिर समझो वो बंदा बेरा पा रही है. वो कुरान का फैसला है ना, यौम ला यनफअु मालुन वला बनून इल्ला मन अतल्लाह बिक़ल्बिन सलीम. हर फैसला नियत पर होसी, हर फैसला दिल पर होसी. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will not judge us by our jubbas, our kubbas, our libas, our imama sharif, nothing. Allah will judge us by the state of our heart. और ये भी सुनो कुरान का जिक्र, सब कुछ कुरान से है ना. وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِهِ أَعْمَى فَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ أَعْمَى. ये भी सुनो तवज्जो से. कुरान का ऐलान Surah Al-Isra, Surah number 17, verse number 72. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala says that person, that individual who is blind in the dunya, that person will also be blind on the day of Qiyamah as well. Blind in the dunya doesn't mean the one who is nabina. That's its literal meaning. No. One is sight of the eyes, which is on our head. 2 eyes on our head. Then there is the 2 eyes of the heart as well. Here, when Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is talking about blindness, are you with me or have I lost you? मेरे साथ ही हो ना, समझे ना बात? All of you are understanding? इसका भी नतीजा निकाल सा इंशाअल्लाह. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala says in the Quran, Quran ka bayan wa ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Solution to all of your problems in the Quran. Quran is telling you and me, Rabbus samawati wal ard is telling you and me, that the one who is blind in the dunya, in this world, is also blind in the akhirat, in the hereafter as well. That isn't blindness of the eyes. No, that's blindness of the heart. Ghaflat of the heart. Heedlessness of the heart. Darkness of the heart. The one whose heart is veiled. Jisne dil par parda hai na. The one whose heart is veiled, that person will be blind in the akhirat as well. This is why you might be alive, but if your heart is dead, then us jeene na kya fayda? Je dil murda hai na, fir us jeene na kya fayda? My second message is that take this month of Ramadan as an opportunity to revive our dead hearts. Subhanallah. Is murda dil ko zinda karo. Ye hai mere dusra पैगाम. Or Ramadan is the perfect opportunity, is it not? The gates of Jannah are open, the doors and the gates of Jahannam are closed. The shaitan is shackled and chained. It's just you against your nafs. That's it. You against your desires, you against your ego. So this is the perfect opportunity then to revive our dead hearts, is it not? It's a perfect opportunity to allow the rahmat and the nur of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to enter into our hearts. Don't waste even a single moment of Ramadan. Allah Akbar, riwayat mein aata hai that even sleeping in the month of Ramadan is ibadat for the body.
Subhanallah, Nare Takbir, Nare Risal, Nare Tahqeeq, Azmat Quran, Azmat Ramadan.
Even sleeping in Ramadan is ibadat for the believer. Don't waste your time. ये तो नहीं मतलब वो बस 24 घंटे सोते ही रहे हो. बस इमाम साहब सदैव ही इबादत है. वो एक किस्म की इबादत है. और भी अक़साम है ना. कुरान की तिलावत, रोजा रखना, और इसी तरीके से तरावीह, observing the taraweeh prayer in the evening. Such that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, فَمَنْ صَامَهُ وَقَامَهُ إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا خَرَجَ مِنْ ذُنُوبِهِ كَيَوْمَ وَلَدَتْهُ أُمُّهُ. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, that person who fasts during the day, who observes the Sawm during the day, and the one who observes the Taraweeh prayer in the evening, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will, and he does this with Iman. Imanan wa ihtisaban, with faith and with conviction that Allah Almighty will forgive his sins and he will have a clean slate, just as though he's come into the dunya for the first time. When you come out of the womb of your mother, you are pure, sinless. Why does the baby cry? Because he's been disconnected from alam al-arwah. Alastu bi rabbikum qalu bala. Qalu bala. When that baby comes into the dunya pure, clean slate, no sins, then it's environment, society, people around him, peer pressure, the whole environment in the home that changes him. Lekin, when he comes into the dunya, he's pure, sinless, ma'soom. So the one who observes the fast and the Taraweeh prayer in the day and night of Ramadan with Iman, faith and ihtisaban, also with conviction as well. Allahu Akbar. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has forgiven his sins. Allah has forgiven his sins. Allahu Akbar. Allah to bahut ho sakta hai. दो पैगाम से पहला पैगाम क्या सी? What was the first message? Reconnect with the Quran. Reconnect with the Quran. Build your nisbat and connection with the Quran. Set yourself a target, a goal, that this is how much I'm going to recite in the month of Ramadan. Whether it be one Quran, whether it be two Qurans, whether it be 5 Quran, whatever it is, whatever is easy for you, that's what you should set as a target. Number 2 was what? What was my second message? Revive your dead hearts. असल दिल आम गालो एरिया इल्ला माशाल्लाह लोग हैं नहीं थे, लेकिन असल दिल समझो पत्थर से सख्त होते. क्यों? We hear the ayat of the Quran, tilawat of the Quran, लेकिन असल दिल पर कोई असर नहीं पैदा होता. असर कौन है ना? आसार कौन है ना? क्यों? In reality, if we were to hear the verses of the Quran and how they have been recited in a melodious, beautiful way, if our hearts were soft and tender, then no doubt our eyes, tears would be flowing down from them. Our hearts are as hard as stones. Patthar se sakht. What happens now is that when we listen to the tilawat of the Quran in through one ear, out of the other, we affect it. We leave this masjid now, go home, back to our normal routine. Some of us will go watch the Champions League final, highlights. Others will go basi nuks karsa. Imam ro ye gal karti hai, Imam ro wo gal karti hai. हर बंदे ना अपना एक सब विज्ञान है ना, अपनी सोच है, लेकिन दिल पत्थर से सख्त हो गया. इस दिल को नरम करो और दिल को जिंदा करो. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Mafhum al-Bukhari Sharif ki riwayat, said that there is a piece of flesh in the body. If that piece of flesh is sahih, correct, then the rest of the body is correct. But if that piece of flesh in the body is corrupt, then the rest of the body is corrupt. Sahaba Ikram said, Ya Rasulullah, what is that piece of flesh? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Hiya al-qalbu, it is the heart. Subhanallah. It is the heart. If the heart is clean, if the heart is pure, if the heart is not corrupt, then the rest of the body is clean and pure as well. But if the heart is corrupt and the heart is impure, then the rest of the body is corrupt and impure as well. Acha, before they kick me off, तीसरा पैगाम, आखिरी पैगाम, इजाजत के साथ. त्रै सुन्नत है ना. तीसरा पैगाम, आखिरी पैगाम. इस विच गल्लां ही बहुत लंबियां सन. The asal maqsad and purpose of fasting, लेकिन वो समझो on another occasion. I just want to share with you one riwayat. ये गल्लां क़यामत के दिन पर हो रही है. और असल पैगाम ये है ना, that don't worry too much about the dunya. People spend day and night worrying, ये problem, वो problem, this stress, that problem, this issue, mortgage, kids, bills, problems, they, वो. गल्लां सुनी तो बंदा थक जाना था. अरे, why worry? Wallahu khairur raziqin. Allah is the best of providers. हाँ, ये नहीं मतलब बस जी लापरवाह हो जाओ. अपनी भी मेहनत करो, कोशिश करो. खुद what you call it, put your effort in. लेकिन have tawakkul ila Allah. Trust in Allah. तो साहने जला मौलवी अच्छा हुए गल करना. लेकिन हकीकतन मुआशरा देखो. Society, community, आजकल हजरत बैठे, बुजुर्ग बैठे, वो प्यार मोहब्बत जो पहले दौर में नजर अच्छा सी ना, वो समझो नजर भी नहीं आजकल अच्छा. Nojwan youngsters who sat here probably don't know what I'm talking about. Won't probably because I'm speaking in Punjabi, huh? You know, understand Punjabi? You understand? You do understand. I'll tell you why. When it comes to listening to Indian movies and Bollywood songs, huh? Not just you, everyone here. और फिर बस एक एक्सक्यूज है ना, इमाम साहब उर्दू बोलेगा, सब उर्दू ना समझ सकते. ये अच्छी गल नहीं होती. अच्छा, मैंने कहने ना मकसद सी आखिरी बात इस पर गुफ्तगू में करनी. ठीक है, इजाजत है. क़यामत के दिन के लिए तैयारी करो. Spend your days and night preparing for the day of Qiyamah. 50,000 sanatin. Quran says that this day will be 50,000 years long. On that day, no father will recognize his son, no mother will recognize her daughter, no brother will recognize his sister. Allah. On that day, each and every person will stand alone, naked, circumcised, barefooted, drowning in our own sweat, sun upon our heads, not knowing who's on our right, not knowing who's on our left. ये तो बहुत लंबी गुफ्तगू है ना, लेकिन एक रिवायत तिरमिज़ी शरीफ की रिवायत. क़यामत के दिन के लिए तैयारी करो. नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम गुलाम अनस बिन मालिक रज़ियल्लाहु ताला अन्हु रावी, he says सअलतु नबी सल्लल्लाहु ताला अलैहि वसल्लम अन यशफ़अ ली यौम अल-क़ियामह. ये शफ़ाअत की बात हो रही थी ना. Those who were listening to me, we were talking about intercession. आजकल उल्टे लोग पैदा हुए हैं. Oh gee, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam can't do shafaat for you and me. He can't help you and me. He can't give you me a nafa. आजकल बड़े-बड़े मुनाज़रे भी इस पर होने लगे. Big debates on this as well. अरे बाबा, if Quran and Siyam can do shafaat for you and me on the day of Qiyamah, Quran and Siyam can do shafaat for you and me on the day of Qiyamah, then don't you think the one who brought these things to us, he can do shafaat for us? ईमान मिला उनके सदके, इस्लाम मिला उनके सदके, कुरान मिला उनके सदके, अरे खुद रहमान मिला उनके सदके. वो क्या है जो हमें पाया नहीं? What is it that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't give to you and me? गुलाम, आखिरी बात भी पता हूँ उन दो sitting on their knees as well now. नहीं पता मैं भी इस गेम में चल रहा. आखिरी बात, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's गुलाम Anas bin Malik said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habib Allah, tell me, will you intercede for me on the day of Qiyamah? इतनी लंबी सोच. Will you intercede for me on the day of Qiyamah? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Ana fa'ilun. Oh Anas, don't worry, I will intercede for you. I will do shafaat for you. Subhanallah. Allah. ये पहला सवाल बहुत वजनी सवाल है, लेकिन कम के वक्त की किल्लत. दूसरा सवाल बहुत अहम सवाल है. और तवज्जो से सुनो, ईमान ताज़ा करो, ईमान ताज़ा करो. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, don't worry, Anas, I will do shafaat for you, I will intercede for you. Then he said, Qultu, I said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَأَيْنَا أَطْلُبُكَ. Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habibullah, where will I find you on the day of Qiyamah? मेरा तीसरा पैगाम, आखिरी पैगाम, is that build your connection with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Use this month of Ramadan to build your connection with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bakshe में लोग मकबूल शख्सियत in the bargah of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is giving bashar to each and every sahabi. Abu Bakr fil Jannah, Umar fil Jannah, Uthman fil Jannah, Ali fil Jannah, Anas fil Jannah. लेकिन उसके बावजूद उनकी बस एक ही सोच है, या Rasulullah, where will I find you on the day of Qiyamah? 10 साल की खिदमत, 10 साल की खिदमत, लेकिन उसके बावजूद या Rasulullah, where will I find you on the day of Qiyamah? Ask yourself, how many of us think about this daily? How many of us think about where we're going to find Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam on the day of Qiyamah? Allahu Akbar. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam replied that Utlubuni awwala ma tatlubuni ala sirat. Oh Anas, the first place that you will find me is near the Pul Sirat. Sharper than a sword, thinner than an eyelash. And the Pul Sirat will be over the fires of Jahannam. Each and every person will have to cross it in order to get into Jannah. Sheikh Ahmad ibn Zayn al-Dahlan mentioned that those who are unsuccessful, dogs will grab them, throw them into the fires of Jahannam. Lajpal Nabi, Kareem Rasool. If you want to build a connection, forget the people of the dunya. They don't know my name, they don't know your name, they don't know anybody. Lajpal Nabi, Kareem Rasool, over 1400 years ago, he was remembering each and every one of us. Rabbi habli ummati, Rabbi habli ummati, Allahumma ummati. He was making dua for each and every one of us. And he will not neglect us, he will not forsake us, even on the day of Qiyamah as well. Then very quickly, Sayyidina Anas bin Malik said, فَإِن لَمْ أَلْقَكَ عَلَى الصِّرَاطِ Ya Rasulullah, what if I don't find you near the full sirat? Then where will I find you? Aqidah dekho. They knew that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam can be in more than one place and more than one time. Hazir Nazik ka masla bhi hal ho gaya. Ya Rasulullah, if I don't find you near the full sirat, where will I find you? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, فَتُلُبُنِي عِنْدَ الْمِيزَانِ. That, oh Anas, I will be standing near the mizan, near the scales, when the good deeds and the bad deeds are being weighed. Or akhri baat, فَتُلُبُنِي, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, near the mizan. فَإِن لَمْ أَلْقَكَ عِنْدَ الْمِيزَانِ. Anas bin Malik said, Ya Rasulullah, what if I don't find you near the full sirat? What if I don't find you near the mizan? Where will I find you then, Ya Rasulullah? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, فَتُلُبُنِي عِنْدَ الْحَوْضِ. Subhanallah. That, oh Anas, you'll find me near the Hawd al-Kawthar. Hawd al-Kawthar, Jamia Kawthar, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam will be quenching the thirst of his ummatis. Allahu Akbar. My last message, first message was connect with the Quran. Second message was revive your dead hearts in this month of Ramadan. And the third message is that use this month of Ramadan to rebuild your connection and nisbat with Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I end upon the shi'r of Ala Hazrat. Ala Hazrat kamal kar diya. They summarize all of this. They go that aaj le unki pana. Aaj le unki pana. Aaj madad maan unse. Aaj ka bade bade manazir hone. Ala Hazrat sorted this out for you and me over 200 years ago. He goes, aaj le unki pana. Aaj madad maan unse. Kal nahi manenge agar qiyamat mein maan. Today is the chance to build that connection with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kasrat ke saath durood o salawat. Kasrat ke saath durood o salawat. Awlan nasi bi yawm al-qiyamati is Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the closest person to me on the day of Qiyamah is the one who sends the most durood and salawat. Allah tabarak wa ta'ala give me the tawfiq, give you the tawfiq as well. Maazat ke saath 10 minute par hoye. Kada kada mauke minde. Dua karo mere wasta inshallah. And Mubarakbad again once more to Qibla Allama Qari Arshad Mahmud Sahib for holding a beautiful Mehfil and Majlis Husn-E Qirat. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala accept our hazri in his bargah and make it our means of bakshish and maghfirat in the akhirah. Wa ma alayna illa al-balagh.